Another reason why I left church, religion, Christianity, and fundamentalism is because the church supports book burnings. Historically, groups identifying as Christian have engaged in book burning and burning, but it's not a universal Christian practice or theology. So why do Christians or Christian books historically ban or burn books? Another reason could be suppression of heresy and dissent. The primary motivation was to suppress ideas perceived as heretical or threatening to the prevailing religious dogma and authority of the church. For example, the Council of Ephesus burned books considered unacceptable. It was a tool used by the Roman Catholic Church for centuries to prevent the contamination of faith or corruption of morals through reading theologically erroneous or immoral books. Another reason is maintenance of power and control. Censorship and book destruction were sometimes used to maintain the power of religious institutions and suppress dissent. Another reason, moral and cultural reasons. Some books were banned or burned due to their perceived immorality or deviation from established cultural norms. These included works on literature, science, or even Christmas carols. The Puritan-dominated Parliament in 1644 in the UK ordered the destruction of books considered offensive or contrary to their beliefs. Another reason, protection of the faith. Some bans aim to protect people from what they see as harmful or dangerous religious material, including alternative versions or interpretations of the Bible. Here are some examples of banned or burned books. The Puritans, they banned and burned books they considered popish, superstitious, profane, notorious, and scandalous or offensive. The Roman Catholic Church, they banned books through the Index Librorum. If you Google that, it will probably tell you all the books that they have banned. The Council of Ephesus, the individuals and local groups. Book burning incidents have occurred at the hands of individuals and local groups who believe they are acting on Christian principles, such as Christian Group in Orange City, Iowa, that burned LGBTQ plus library books they deemed shameful and wicked. Another would be Christian Identity Movement. Some white supremacist groups within this movement are known for their extreme views and activities regarding censorship. The early Christians in the New Testament, some converts in Ephesus reported burning books related to magic, encountering the power of God through Paul. But it's important to note, book banning and burning are not unique to Christian history and have been practiced by every culture and religion. Not all Christian groups or individuals support or engage in book burning or book banning. Modern discussions about censorship does include Christian perspectives, often involved complex consideration of age appropriateness, educational settings, and the potential impact of certain areas. So we're not going to talk about the books or the titles of books that are being banned by religious organizations, because that will be something we hit on in the next few episodes. But let's talk about what book burning is. If you've never been to one or been exposed, they were very popular in the 2000s and the 80s because of the Satanic Panic. They would basically burn books, records, CDs, posters, and it was very, very common around the Beatles time because they thought that the Beatles music was an affront to God. Harry Potter was a big one. Any books about magic, Wicca, Ouija boards, tarot cards, Dungeons and Dragons. They would all get together, create a huge bonfire, and instead of roasting weenies and marshmallows, they would throw the 7 Harry Potter books inside the fire for kindling. It was basically a religious statement that said that this is so bad, we don't want it around. The problem with this is that the type of groups that do this are rather intolerable and intolerant. I mean, if you look or even Google famous groups that burned books, usually the first one that comes up is the Nazi Party. Any government that wants to censor or remove books from easy access, it's a slippery slope to fascism and white supremacy. Because people are easy to control when their access to information is controlled. Propaganda is an easy way that groups and governments control people. There's nothing wrong with burning something for a specific purpose. I mean, there's nothing wrong with burning the American flag if you're protesting. There's nothing wrong with burning things in your yard, provided it's legal and you have a fire extinguisher nearby in case of an emergency. It's not wrong to burn things. What is wrong is the inherent superiority of the people who burn any form of media that doesn't line up with their beliefs. Because Jesus was a very tolerant person, if you believe he existed. Jesus didn't burn things. He changed the way people view things. People want to burn things because they don't want other groups to challenge their divine right. And it's not just white supremacists that burn things. Every group imaginable burns things. Feminists have burned things, underwear or pamphlets. The civil rights movement burned things. Protesters against the Vietnam War burned the cards for the draft. I mean, burning things is not a bad thing if it's to protect people or it's something that is a bad thing. Burning can be a very visual reminder of the effects of culture. My issue with burning media is you're extinguishing someone's point of view. Every book ever written is somebody's viewpoint or special volume of knowledge. Even if a book has been deemed non-factual, it's still an interesting book to read. I mean, not every genius got everything right. Einstein wasn't right about everything. But we can learn a lot by reading things that aren't factually accurate. We can learn a lot about the people who believe it, how it impacts social progression, gender roles. I mean, I've read everything from Mein Kampf to the Communist Manifesto. These groups seem to think that you'll convert to anything